Alright, so this is an introduction to Bridge. So basically what Bridge is a way for you to navigate around your photos, to organize them in different ways. So let's go ahead and start out with the layout. So this is what it usually looks like when you first hit it. When you click one, it has a preview and it has metadata, which is a lot of pretty cool information. It'll show you what your ISO, shutter speed, and aperture were for that shot. It'll tell you the date that you shot it and a lot of other information. Every digital camera embeds this information into each digital photo. So that's what that is. But we don't really use it that much, so you can double click metadata. That will shrink it down to the bottom and let the preview show up more. Then take this bar and slide it over, and then you can get a nice full-size version of that. Now let's look at the content window here. Now I can scroll up and down, but I can change the size of these thumbnails by this slider down here on the bottom. So I can make them bigger or smaller. Okay. Now on the left side you have a filter tab and some other ones. Again, if you double click filter, it will drop it down to the bottom. And before we do that though, let me double click it. And here's something cool about filter. Once you've got some photos that you're looking at, if you zoom in, and sometimes they have to be kind of big, see how the one you selected, it has stars on it? So let's say as I'm going through my photos, I want to make sure I want to go ahead and star my favorite ones, right? So let's say, okay, I like this one. I'm going to click 5 stars. I could do 3 or whatever, it doesn't matter. And then let's say I like this one. And you keep going here. Okay. So let's say I've gone through the whole thing, 5 stars. Now look what happens over here under the filter tab. Notice how it has a 5-star filter. If I click that 5-star, it shows all of my favorites now. It only shows my favorites. Okay, so this is a great way to isolate the best ones out of your, and then you could go to your no rating ones here too. Okay, so that's a little thing about filter that's cool. Now let's go over here to favorites and folders. Okay, so under folders it's showing me where I am at this point. But for our class, since we use the AV share, let's go ahead and set up our personal folder so we don't have to keep navigating there. So I'm going to go to my computer, go to AV share, go to the teacher folder, and go to the class folder and then pick your personal folder there, and then go ahead and right click on that folder. So what you do is you right click and say add to favorites. Okay, so now you have a favorites tab, and now your personal folder will be right there. Okay, so now you don't have to be navigating all the time. Just go right to your personal folder and you're all set. By the way, if your layout isn't looking like this, then look up on top here. See how you have these different things to click? You want to make sure you're on Essentials. So mine just blew up big. Okay, let's bring it back. Here we go. You want to be on Essentials. If the thumbnails are too small, you won't see those stars, so you have to blow them up big enough where the stars appear. Now see how this has that little circle icon? That means that has been edited in Camera Raw already. So this is showing me the Camera Raw appearance. So if I right click and say open in Camera Raw, it'll show me where my sliders were at. So that's one thing that's cool about Camera Raw. It'll just keep it. So if you did some sliders and you hit done, it just brings you back to Bridge and it will show you, oh yep, this one's already been touched up.